was so huge that it just took them all out. So, hi. First and foremost, I'd like to say that as a Christian, certain questions are gonna come up. Certain people are gonna be like, you believe in God, but what about this and this? Some people will try to discredit your faith, but that's why you gotta ask questions and do the research yourself before they can come to you. Because me, I always stay ready. Nobody's gonna come up to me with that BS. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. Well, I just wanted to address a couple questions I had. Maybe you will have the answer, maybe you won't. Maybe I'll never find out. Some of them won't be ever found out, and that's perfectly fine. But it gives room for growth, room to learn, and other stuff, and etc. So thank you. Okay, so according to the gap theory, which is an interpretation of the biblical creation account that proposes a gap of millions of years between Genesis 1 verse 1, which says in the beginning, and Genesis 1 verse 2, now the earth was formless and void. So I have a couple of questions that kind of relate to this but kind of don't. It's just curiosity. So my first one was, if God never sleeps, right? Why did he rest in Genesis chapter 2 verse 1 to 2? Is he showing us that it's okay to take a break after work, or was he genuinely tired?
If God don't do it, it just won't get done. It's gonna take a miracle from God. If God don't do it, it won't get done. If God don't do it, it won't get done.
According to everyone, God never sleeps. According to the Bible, he doesn't sleep. He doesn't take breaks, but he clearly took a break, and it was explicitly written that he rested. So why? Can you answer me that? A lot of these questions are going to go unanswered, and I have to accept that, but it's good to stay curious, I guess. My second one was, did dinosaurs ever exist in the Bible, and were they destroyed when Lucifer fell from heaven? Because his descent, according to the gap theory, led to the earth becoming imperfect. So in the gap of millions of years, or 10 years or 20 years, however many years it was between Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 and Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, we're going to assume, according to the gap theory, that Lucifer fell from heaven in between this gap. And once the earth was already completed, when Lucifer fell, it was incomplete again. So when the earth was complete, would that mean that when he fell, that it kind of caused the extinction of dinosaurs? Because dinosaurs aren't really shown in the Bible, even though it says God created animals and stuff, but probably not. But I was just thinking, if dinosaurs were just there and a meteor came and wiped them out, what if Lucifer was that meteor? What if his impact was so huge that it just took them all out? Next one says, when God said let there be light in Genesis, according to the gap theory, is there an implication that there was light before and then he recreated it? Because Satan fell, it destroyed everything. Now he's saying let there be light, and there's light. Was there light before, or is he creating it for the first time? And another one, I got a lot of these, I'm curious, but that's good though, at least I think so. I'm in my word, so I want to at least have a conversation with somebody about it. So in Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, it says that the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters, but big but God officially created the waters and the seas and the sky on day 2 of creation. How can this be? Because again, I'm thinking maybe the earth was already on its way to being complete, and Lucifer and him rebellious teen phase, he came and wrecked it everything. Was it there? Was it not there? Is it the first time, the second time, third time? Like what is happening? That's all I wanted to know. But those were a couple questions I wanted to ask. They're interesting a little bit. At least I think they're interesting, because I didn't really think about the Bible like this until this year. So maybe that means I'm growing in my faith. And if that's true, I'm proud of myself. But I want to get better at learning the Bible. So this is a short way of expressing how I think. I'm making a little video diary. Just a little something. Thank you.